Hi, my name is Glen Ferguson of the Canadian Paranormal Society. I've been asked over the last few weeks if I could please do a presentation on how to make white artisan bread. Some of the items you'll need: a baking tray, parchment paper, saran wrap, a glass bowl, a plastic bowl, and a 2-cup measuring jug, 1 teaspoon and a fork. The ingredients: all-purpose flour, Fleischmann's dry yeast, household salt, sugar, olive oil, and tender flake lard. In a large plastic bowl, mix together 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and 1.5 teaspoons of household salt. To the dry mixer, you want to add 1.5 tablespoons of Crisco or lard, approximate, and just give that a little mix in with your fingers. Once there are no more lumps in here, you're pretty much done with the dry. Okay, so I've been mixing this for about 5 minutes. Pretty much all the lumps are gone now. And that's pretty much it for the dry portion. Now onto the wet. For the wet mixture, we're adding 2.5 teaspoons of dried yeast, 1/2 teaspoon of sugar to 200 milliliters of warm water. And just give that a little stir to get it activated. Next, place your wet ingredients somewhere warm. I normally stick it on the top of my gas fireplace and leave it to double in size. After about 20 minutes, the fermentation process will have begun within the yeast. For the next stage, you make a hole in the center of your dry ingredients and pour in the 200 milliliters of yeast. I always have another 200 milliliters of room temperature water on standby, which we'll need. And just stir in the yeast into the dry ingredient. Add some more water. And continue to stir until all the dry ingredient has been absorbed. Okay, this is coming together now. Just see that? Okay, once pretty much all the dry ingredients has been absorbed, we're pretty much ready to go. Okay, next stage, lightly dust, clean working surface. Take your dough out of the bowl and stick it on the counter. Add a little more flour. and begin the kneading process. If it feels too wet, just add more flour. It's too wet. And push and pull. Okay, now we've got it reasonably where we want it to be. Been kneading now for approximately 4 to 5 minutes, and it's starting to tighten up. Just make sure you keep it on the dry side. Okay, we're at about the 6-minute mark right now, and as you can see, it becomes slightly elastic in appearance and quite smooth. That one pat. Next stage. Taking your glass bowl, just give it a little sprinkle with olive oil in the bottom. Grease it. And place your dough straight into the center. And cover the bowl with saran wrap. And place it in a warm place, back on my gas fireplace. Okay, within 20 minutes, the dough has risen to almost double its size. Now take off the cling film. Give it a light dusting with flour, and bang the air out. Okay, now the dough is out of the bowl, light dusting of flour, and we knead one more time. Second kneading doesn't take as long as the first. What you're doing basically is banging the air out of it to allow it to rise a second time. Okay, it's getting nice and smooth. Shape you want, flip it over, and just put it into an oval shape, slightly pat. Okay, next we take our baking tray and we put one slice or one piece of parchment paper. Do not use greaseproof paper. Greaseproof will stick to the bread. Place your loaf in the center. Gives you the opportunity to reform it one more time, and cover it with a clean, damp tea towel. And just leave to sit for approximately 15-20 minutes. Next step, preheat the oven to 430 degrees Fahrenheit. And allow to reach temperature. Okay, so we've allowed the bread to rise on the second rise, approximately 10 minutes on the stove top. Now I'm just going to add some slices to the top. Oven has reached its 430 degrees Fahrenheit and goes in on the bottom shelf of your oven. Set your timer for 30 minutes and walk away. Okay, bread's been in the oven for 30 minutes. Time to come out. And this is one of the benefits I was telling you about with parchment paper. It doesn't stick. So there we have it. White Artisan bread. It's rustic, it's tasty, and it's fresh. Enjoy.